Welcome back to Kind and International. We're on to our second vlog and our featured kind act. Actually, it's a random act of kindness. Is coming to us from Memphis, Tennessee, USA. And it's a beautiful young man by the name of Chauncey, African American, very young boy, I believe he's about 11 years old. Chauncey used to work the parking lots at a supermarket, and I mean that not that he was employed there, but he and his mom lived together, single mom who was on disability, and most of her paycheck would go towards just trying to keep the roof over their heads. They were really struggling, and this amazing boy wanted to do his part and try to help out. By the way, he's an A student, straight A student in school, doing his best. So he would go to the grocery store in the quote unquote rich neighborhood, as he considered, and asked the customers as they left if he could carry their groceries in return for a box of donuts. Wow, he really wasn't asking for much. But unfortunately, much of the time he was turned down. Many people would turn their noses up at him. He felt defeated over and over and over again, but his spirit of, you know, um, tenacity kept him going and trying because it wasn't just for him that he was doing this. He was doing this for his mom, who was really weak and ill. And the little that he brought in, just a box of donuts that he would work so hard for every day, um, is all they would have to eat most of the time. On this special day, he was going through and working as hard as he can, trying to get the groceries and have it carried, and being turned down over and over and over again. I don't know where he gets all this courage and fight in him from, but it's really admirable. This time there was a young man who observed what was going on from with inside of the supermarket, and he stood there for about 30 minutes observing what was happening. Chauncey was defeated for the last time, and it was almost time for him to catch the bus. Yes, he would take the bus to and fro and head back home. And today he was unable to get any food. No donuts, no nothing. He noticed through energy, you know how it is when someone's staring at you, you can feel it, that someone was staring at him. And he looked up and caught the young man's eye from within the supermarket. And he walked right over to him. I guess he felt encouraged again and walked over and asked if he can carry his groceries. But instead, this young man did something very commendable. He decided to take Chauncey shopping. Toothbrushes, toothpaste, butter, rice, as Chauncey shared with this wonderful angel all the great things he's doing at school, that he's an A student, that he's on the honor roll, that he plays sports at school, does whatever he can, and he's doing his best to just help his mom out as much as he could. His wish to become an entrepreneur one day so that he can help others in his similar position. As they left, a few $100s later, the young man, this angel, decided to drop him home instead of having catch the bus. The man was so heartbroken. Let's call him Mike. When he saw the dire situation that Chauncey lived in, he met Chauncey's mom, who was so feeble, and it broke his heart. He decided that he was going to do whatever he could to help out this mom and son. So he started a GoFundMe page. Guess what? They received a handsome return on their request for help. Very impressive. How people chip in. This is what I'm saying. This world is filled of with kind and generous people. Um, and this is going to carry Chauncey and his mom over for a good full year. Okay? Chauncey is now thriving under the circumstances as best he could, and his hope and his faith in people is once again renewed. First featured location, international location, is coming to us from the beautiful exotic island of Curacao. Curacao is a Dutch Caribbean island. And all this means is they are fully autonomous. You can consider it, you can think of autonomy as full autonomy as an independent country with the asterisks of, an arrangement in certain areas. In this case, it's citizenship and defense mainly. So they're self-sufficient and self-governing in every way. They're very proud people, very beautiful people, and similar to its sister island, Bonaire, multi everything under the sun. It doesn't get any better than this. Curacao also, as Bonaire is located just off the coast of Venezuela, so technically located in South America in the Caribbean Sea, politically up an independent, or I'm sorry, an autonomous sovereign state within the Kingdom of the Netherlands, with the most beautiful multi everything under the sun culture, people, languages, etc. Just as Bonaire, they have their official language is Papiamentu, and it is a mixture, evolved language of several languages, including Portuguese and Spanish. And yes, it reflects the people. I always think of that. I always say, the language is a perfect reflection of what the people are. Just I can't keep saying it. Just mixture, blended together, mixture of everything. Here we have forts, several forts. At the top on the right, we have Fort Amsterdam, the largest fort on Curacao. Many of the forts were built in the 15 and 1600s to protect the island from attackers. It's such a jewel of an island that many European states wanted to covet the island, of course. So the reigning sovereign force on the island at the time wanted to make sure that they protected this gem. So they built several forts. You're going to find this all throughout the island, dotted pretty much everywhere. And like I said, they're well preserved and it's great history. They're built in the 15 and 1600s. On the left, you have the Curacao Sea Aquarium, a must see, a must visit. We have caves, amazing caves on Curacao that are just gorgeous. You have to stand in awe at what nature can do, you know. And then we have another fort that now today houses, it's called Fort Nassau, and it houses one of the most beautiful restaurants on the island, fine dining, lunch, and dinner. If you visit the island, you must have dinner or lunch at Fort Nassau. It sits atop a hill and it's one of the more popular forts as well. Then we have the ostrich farm. This is different, and it's also one of the main attractions on the island. By the way, there are many attractions. These are just a few to mention. But I will place the link below for Curacao information so that you can get a better understanding of the island, the history, as well as all the many attractions on the island. This is Handelsgade Punda. I know, so colorful. If you look at the picture on the right, it might resemble, if you've been to the Netherlands, to Amsterdam, they call them the Hera building, I think. The Hera, yes, Hera buildings. Herenhuizen in the Netherlands. And there's a replica of it. And of course, these are much more beautiful because they have the beautiful pastel colors that reflect the Caribbean. But of course, there's nothing like history, and these buildings were built in the 15 and 1600s as well. Great history, unique architecture, beautiful colors, sitting on the water, you can't ask for more. This front here is called Handelskade. It's the Handelskade, and it's two parts of downtown of the city of the city of Willemstad. So this side is colloquially called Punda, and on the opposite side, you see there's water separating this this side of the city as well as the other side. You'll get a view of that later. This is the harbor. Curacao has a natural harbor, by the way, and a very busy port because ships going north, south to South America, to North America, to the other Caribbean islands, um, and east-west towards the Panama Canal, coming from the Panama Canal. So it's strategically located, which allows for a very busy port. This is great for the economy, by the way. On the left, we have Handelsgade at night, very colorful. Curacao is very, very beautiful, especially with the lightings that they've set up. Now you see there's a floating bridge. This bridge floats. It's unique. It's called the Emma Bridge, the ponton bridge, and these are semi boats that you see underneath the bridge. It floats. This is very unique. I don't think it has been done anywhere else in the world. So it floats and swings open whenever ships are coming in. It's a pedestrian only bridge, and it connects the Handelsgade, the Punda side, to the other side, which you'll see. It looks similar to the Punda side with the buildings. Um, it connects the two parts of the city. You have to use the ferry if it's closed or as they say, open. That's when ships are coming in. So there are two ferries, swinging from one side to the other, or sailing from one side to the other to carry passengers. But it's interesting when you're walking over this bridge, you could feel the bridge, as if you're on a boat that's rocking, and you can hear the squeakiness. It's it's so cool. You have to try it. So it's also called the Swinging Old Lady, and I believe it celebrated 150 years, not a couple of years ago. The Swinging Old Lady. So this is one of the main features on the island, and it's very unique. The floating bridge, the Emma Bridge. These beautiful buildings with these interesting murals depicting the culture, people, food, etc. The people of Curacao are extremely talented. So not only do they do an amazing job of preserving these historical buildings, they're hundreds of years old. Not only do they add a touch of color to make it more fun and more Caribbean-y, they add their talents to it. They have so much pride in their culture, in their buildings. I mean, look at the decorations on this, in the architecture as well as in the paintings. Now, you'll see most of these homes, they're actually homes, um, or they can be stores as well. You'll see them on the otra banda side. And the otra banda just means other side. The other side of Handelskade, which you saw earlier, where the bridge connects the two parts of the city. This is the other side. It's the otra banda side. A must see. A must see. What you see at the top, it says is Landhuis Chobolobo. Landhuis Chobolobo. Chobolobo. Funny name, right? Okay, this is another one of the um, features, interesting featured places on Curacao that you must visit. And here, the Curacao liquor, people call it the blue drink. Blue Curacao is produced here, and it's definitely an interesting venture to go and experience the blue curacao being made here at Landhuis Chobolobo. Say that 4 times. Chobolobo, 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 Chobolobo. As just as a sister island, Bonaire. Here you're not going to experience the same lush greenness that you experience on many Caribbean islands. Curacao also considered a desert island, but this gives it that unique touch, just as unique as the people are. This is the natural landscape of Curacao, cacti. You know what's fun? And it shows the creativity of the people. They use the cacti as decorations pretty much everywhere. If you go to the Fort Nassau and you have dinner there, you're gonna see cactus decorations inside of the restaurant. Use what you got, right? You gotta use what you got. I'm hungry. Yes, Curacao and culinary go hand in hand. Now, you think Americans love quick fast food? You have not met locals here in Curacao. They love their quick fast foods. We have pastiches on the left, those brown long fingers of croquettes. And of course, It wouldn't be complete unless you had the Johnny cake. It's also popular on some other islands with Dutch cheese. There are many more, but just this is just to get you salivating a bit. Yes, like I said, Curacao and food go hand in hand. I was in a big hurry to get this video out today. Um, this was just a snippet of the beautiful island of Curacao that is a must visit. I want to remind you to be kind. There are many kind people. Our news is inundated with not a lot of negativity, but just as Chauncey and Mike in our featured story today, this world is filled with kind and generous people. If you don't know of any, be one. As they say in Curacao, goodbye, ayo in the local language. See you next time.